Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our sixth webinar series today on experiences and challenges of Malaysian polar research. Today's webinar will involve two sessions. The first one will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Zahim Sujud from Faculty of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Technology, University Malaysia Pahang Al Sultan Abdullah, UMPSA, with the topic on conducting Antarctic research remotely with TUBITAK, Turkey. The session will continue with topic on our speak. The session will continue with topic on an overview of TUBITAK research for future Malaysian collaborations. Our speakers today be Captain Dawat Bebars Ishler, who is in charge of logistics, and Dr. Goksu Uslular, who is in charge of the science part from TUBITAK. TUBITAK, or the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey, is the leading agency for management, funding, and conduct of research in Turkey, and is also responsible for promoting, developing, organizing, conducting, and coordinating research and development in line with the national targets and priorities. We are also happy to announce that YPSM is currently in the process of signing an MOU with TUBITAK. For your information, YPSM will call the proposals 2025 on 1st November 2024 until 31st January 2025. In preparation of the call, YPSM is organizing multiple webinar and online workshop from July until September. We will have a workshop on crafting a feasible polar research proposal with few experienced polar researchers next month. Without further ado, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Zahim Sujud to begin his presentation. We will continue the presentation from TUBITAK and then followed by Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ponitan. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all audience. So I'm Muhammad Zahim from University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah, UMPSA. So today I'm going to share my experience on the topic of conducting Antarctic research with TUBITAK, Turkey. So actually, I'm one of the recipients of 2023 YPSA versus grant. So my knowledge related to polar studies actually was started when I involved in the preparing the proposal for the YPSA in 2023. So I can say that I'm still new in this area. Those I still learn more about the polar region, about the environment there, and also the related to my project, which is in area of physical science. And in the same time, I also learn some general knowledge. Actually, it's good to have to know general knowledge that relate to polar. So talking about general knowledge, for example, if you can see here, this is the picture of penguins. So actually, penguin is only live in south hemisphere that I didn't know before. Now I know, especially in the Antarctic region, and they cannot be found in the north hemisphere. So in the north hemisphere or the Arctic region, the animals that living there is polar bears, wolves, and also the fox. So if you can see here, this is our Earth. So the separation is happened here. So you can see that the north hemisphere and the south hemisphere is different animals living there. So actually, what is the reason of this separation? So based on my limited knowledge, I'm Google in the internet. One of the reasons this separation is happened because of the penguins are ground nesting animals and unable to fly, which make them prey, which is killed and eaten by the predators such as polar bears, wolf, and the fox. So they cannot gather. That's why there are separation upper and lower there. So in general, we can say that the north hemisphere is for the predators animals, and the south hemisphere is for the prey or the tame animals. If we say in bahasa, we can say that uh, atas tu adalah geng jahat and bawah tu adalah geng baik. Something like that lah. Okay. Back to the main point. So here I want to share a little bit about my project. So my project title little bit different from most of other researchers of polar region. So the title is Optimal Planning of Microgrid Islanded System with Renewable Energy Distributed Generation Considering Uncertainties Under the Harsh Environment in Horseshoe Island. So I'm in area of applied science or engineering, specifically in electrical or energy. So in our project, we have two local collaborators, which is from UKM, and another one is from University Malaysia Terengganu. And we have one collaborator from the international, which is from the Turkey, the TUBITAK Polar Research Institute, that today's sharing also after my session. So the project was approved start from 1st January 2024, and the approved budget allocation is RM 100K. So let's see the budget allocation. So this is the template of proposal 2023. You can see here this is the part five, which is the cost of the project. So it looks very simple, very simple. But I'm not sure the template for the next application 2035 may have differences or not. I'm not sure. We have to check later with YPSM. This is the template for the previous template 2023. So if you look here, actually the project duration, you can apply for 2 years or 3 years, where the total expenses should not exceed 50K for each year, 50K for each year. And then, so means that for the 2 year project, the maximum you get is 100K. And for the 3 years project, you can get maximum is 150K. So in my case here, my project is a 3 years project with 100K budget. Actually, when 3 years, actually you can get 150 budget, but in my case, I only get 100K. So I requested 3 years because actually to align with the time frame of my master, sorry, for time frame for my PhD student. Normally, we know that PhD student, the duration of their study is 3 years. So we have to align to make sure that they receive their allowance until they finish their study. And Alhamdulillah, I got one student, PhD, that started from May 2024, and now currently he is doing their project, which attaching with this project. So if you can see here, the budget for the TNT, traveling and transportation and also accommodation, there's no budget for traveling to the Antarctic, no budget. So I only received the budget for the conferences, two conferences, international and local. So the question raised, how that I can execute my project without the budget to going to the Antarctic to get the data and so on. So this is the questions. Actually, it's depend on our nature of research or the content of our research project. There are a lot of type of research area. In my case, my research area is in renewable energy, uh, physical science or applied science or something like that, engineering. So when we said engineering, means that sometimes normally engineering need to do physical experiment. But in my case, my study is totally doing design and simulation based research. So no need to be in the site to do the experiment and so on. And for your information also, the YPSAM grant allow any kind of research area. So they does not restrict a particular research area. So it can be from pure science, health science, even the social science, and also the policy studies. So you can apply for the YPSAM grant. So the detail of the requirement you can check later in the proposal guideline of the next 2025 application. Okay, next I will talk more detail on my project. So our future or our end target is actually to install power generation system which are based on renewable energy sources, which is from the solar photovoltaic and also from the wind turbine. That generate electricity to supply for the facilities in the research-based station in Antarctic. So actually not only having the system to be installed there, but the more important thing is to have efficient system. To have efficient system that can fully utilize the input sources, means that can generate almost 100% electricity without having power losses. So this is actually the basic formulas for efficiency. The output is divided by the input. So to have better efficiency, we have to have output which is the same as the input. So we have to reduce any disturbance or power losses between the input and the output. So how to achieve this kind of process? So we have to do the optimal design and planning of the system actually before the system is installed. This is very important. Means that during the planning process, we have to do some kind of simulation and planning before we install the real system. So we have to implement in my we will implement prediction algorithm for the input uncertainties. For example, using artificial neural network (ANN) or using the Monte Carlo for the prediction system. And then also we have to design using the optimizer to manage the energy to have a good sizing and placement of the input sources. So optimizer, we have so many optimizer in engineering. For example, the well-known optimizer is PSO, particle swarm optimization. or the new one, GWO, and the Grey Wolf Optimizer, ant colonies, barnacles, whales, and so on. So many, so many. Then this project is actually is not easy, and we are not using the same approach when doing the same thing in normal countries. Normal here means that refer to their environment condition. So in polar region, environment is very, very extreme and harsh. Uh, there are a lot of wind gusts, what extreme cold and less sunlight. Wind gust means that the sudden change in the speed of the wind, which is less than 20 seconds, that means wind gust. And also the extreme cold. For extreme cold, sometimes the temperature reduced to minus 10, minus 20, or even minus 50. And also less sunlight. The sun is also is only appear during the summer season from September to March yearly. So uh, so we have to consider all these uncertainties, the uncertainties including the solar irradiance, the wind speed, the wind direction, and also the temperature, because they change in value, sometimes change in amount, and also sometimes change in a short period of time. So this uncertainty have to be catered and to be predict by using the prediction algorithm that we will implement in our project. So in my study, this data have to be obtained before we do the simulation and design. So the data must be collected from the site, and preferable the previous 3 years collection, because the more data collection design. So how to get the data? Normally, this weather data is measured at the site, normally in the weather station. So in my case, the weather station is situated in the Horseshoe Island in Antarctic, which is the Turkish research base station. So how to get data without going there? So this is the main question. So here's come the importance of our collaborator, international collaborator, or the owner of the research base station. So this is the sample of data from Antarctic weather station. Uh, I got from internet actually. This is not the Horseshoe Island data. This shows the wind speed, yearly wind speed of several station in Antarctic, and this is the solar irradiance. You can see that the solar irradiance is high during the summertime between October to March, and the right side is also the wind speed from wind speed. So in my project, we also have to collect all something like this data from Horseshoe Island. So as I have said before, one of the important requirement in the project proposal is the collaboration with any country who owns an Antarctic research station. So in my project, we collaborate with TUBITAK, Polar Research Institute. So the person that I communicated before is Dr. Erhan Arslan. He's very committed. But today he's not here for the next session. Currently, he's doing a postdoctorate in USA. But until now, he still communicate with me and also give a full cooperation. And last month, he sent the required weather data that I required in that I request for my project. So he sent remotely by email. So this is one of the process, the ways without going there, but we still can collect the data through the email or through the WhatsApp and so on. So this is less costly compared to going there and take the data physically. Okay, this is the pictures show that the station at Horseshoe Island, the Turkish Antarctic Research task. So their operation was started from 2017, I guess. I, I think this is right. And start from 2018, they opened their facilities on the island, including the weather station and also a camp, something like a cabin here, the camp. And then this map show the main station in Antarctic. So where is the Horseshoe Island? So Horseshoe Island is located here, somewhere here. It's very small. So the Horseshoe Island is actually a part of Palmer Archipelago, situated between the Limonene Channel and Dalman Bay. The area, the size is around 3.5 square kilometers. And the Horseshoe Island is actually characterized by its horseshoe shape outline. Dalam bahasa Melayu dia bentuk kaki kuda. Kaki kuda. So the island is uninhabited and has no permanent resident currently, but sometimes a number of scientists come to study and doing research there, normally during the summer lah, during the summer. So this is the picture shows the Horseshoe Island, the location, and the nearest mainland is Argentina. The nearest mainland is Argentina. So if you want to go to Horseshoe Island, I think this is the best way to come from the Argentine, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe after this, Captain Doga will explain more detail because he is expert in logistics. Okay, so so the TUBITAK to TARS is responsible to manage the operation of the station in Horseshoe Island. So they have a future plan to build permanent base that can occupy around 50 people there. So initially operating only during the summer and later throughout the years. So this figure shows the structure plan that they want to build that include the facilities such as office, laboratories, living, treatment, energy storage, monitoring, and also the electricity will be generated from the renewable energy, with the wind turbine and also the solar panels here. So they also have the energy storage here. So this is a part of our project in our proposal. Okay. In our initial study, we found that there are 98 stations in Antarctic. I'm not sure this is an accurate number or not. Maybe less or maybe more. But here I want to compare between the station that using renewable energy and the station that using conventional sources, diesel fuel for the power generation. So here we can see that only 29 stations are using renewable energy currently, and the rest are still using the conventional sources that provide about 70.4%. So this number is actually a high number, a bit high number that might contribute to a bad environment effect to the whole of Antarctic region. Because what? Because you can see here, this is example, picture several stations in Antarctic that using conventional generation. Normally, they are using the diesel generator. So this diesel generator could produce the gas emission to the atmosphere. So this gas emission could create an issue or problem of first the ozone layer that can reduce the thickness, can reduce the thickness of ozone layer. Actually, ozone layer is very good to protect our Earth from UV light and so on. And the second issue, the gas emission also can create a global warming. This global warming can melting the ice in the Antarctic. So this is not preferable. It's not preferable. So this picture is an example of the renewable energy station. Uh, the one is from the Princess Elizabeth Antarctic Research Station. We can see here this is several wind turbine here. It's not a big wind turbine. I think this is the medium scale of turbine, but also can generate some kind of kilowatt power generation. And above is Australian Antarctic Research Station. They have installed PV photovoltaic panels here. Also can generate clean energy for their electricity. And then another example, uh, this is a McMurdoch Station, US, and New Zealand Scott base. They installed three wind turbine. This is a little bit large scale wind turbine. So this wind turbine could generate total of 990 kilowatt. So this 990 kilowatt can be used for approximate 100 average of household. It's very good. And could save approximately 240,000 gallon of diesel fuel per year. So this is very good actually compared to the diesel station. So okay, last but not least, here I would like to share my own point of view on the potential research, especially in physical science or in engineering. So the first is the issues on how to generate and maintain heating system in their facilities. So the study could be the thermal or heat transfer from the solar receptor to the room or the lab heating system, and also can be used for the water heater. And number two, the issues on the communication system, the antenna or short distance transmitter or receiver. So the study uh, need to have effective communication, especially the short distance, and also the data transfer system. For example, from the weather station to the lab, we can take the data without going outside to collect the data, so it can be transferred remotely. And the third issue is on the forecasting or prediction, the weather prediction or forecasting. For example, using the AI-based method to predict the climate change, to predict the solar irradiance and wind speed and so on. So actually, the accurate prediction is very useful for the people there to plan their activities there. So I listed here three, but actually it's limited to this issue. There are actually many more issues related to physical science or engineering to be applied or to be implemented in the Antarctic region or Antarctic region. So the above is the QR, the QR code that will link to the Wipersum YouTube. The link are the previous sharing session on how to find international collaborators that may benefit to the application for the next application 2025. Maybe you want to have info on the how to find the international collaborator, so you can scan this QR and see the YouTube. So all the best from me for the applicant, for the next applicant that will be soon open, the application of 2025. So all the best. And thank you from me. That's all, I think. Back to Puan Intan.
Thank you, Dr. Zaim Sujud, for your very informative sharing. Let us invite Captain Joad to share your presentation.
Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
Captain.
can.
Thank you.
All right, all right. So, thank you very much for the nice presentation and all the detailed information about the Malaysian Antarctic studies and also the information given about the Turkish polar program. And today I would like to talk about our Polar Research Institute of Turkey in the general terms of our history, organization, projects, polar infrastructure, membership, and our National Polar Science before it was program, and now on it's called strategy. I will give a little bit explanation about this also. And then our Antarctic expeditions and collaborations, and then future plans. But I won't give detailed information about the science and scientific studies or our projects. Dr. Göksu Uslular will give information about this matter. And first of all, about the story of the Turkish polar program. The thing is that Turkey signed the Antarctic Treaty System Agreement on 1995. And during the years in 2017, all the polar studies got into under auspices of the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey. However, the Turkish interest for the polar regions goes way back to the 1513. The map of Piriris, which shows the closest coastline to the Antarctica as a first map in the world. And then it's about just 15 years later, in 1528, the map which shows the Arctic region, also released by the Turkish cartographers. So considering this interest in the polar regions, till 1995, there wasn't any the collaborative studies about Antarctic research as a matter of the national way. However, after 2015, when the first establishment of the Turkish Polar Research Institute founded, and then all studies started to be raised up and all the collaborations started, then in 2020, the Madrid Protocol was accepted and also into enforce in the Turkish own law. Moreover, we got the full membership of the European Polar Board, and then 2021 SCAR membership, and 2022 it is the COMNEP membership. Meanwhile, starting from 2015, we collaborated with 13 universities and 23 establishments, and also so far 139 Turkish scientists arrived to achieve to the Arctic and Antarctic regions, both pole size. Also, we have a project competition for the high school students. And in Turkey, we have a festival which called is Teknofest. It's a technological festival, technology festival. To this competition, all around to Turkey, high school students send their project applications to the relative project calls. Under the Technofest, we have specific calls for the polar research, and so far in 4 years, we got 1,812 Technofest project application. Moreover, the winners of the projects 2 years consecutively came with us to the Arctic and Antarctica. So by this chance, the young generation and students found the chance to try their scientific projects on the field of Arctic or Antarctica. Then, through our education outreach activities that includes the videos, the documentaries, the dictionaries, or students joined to the Arctic and Antarctic expeditions, or the festivals, or the symposiums, or the workshops. In total number, 4.5 million people have been achieved by education outreach activities of Turkey. And they got informed about the global climate change and the polar regions and Turkey's interests. And also so far, we carried out 163 projects. And as I said, Dr. Göksu Uslular will give detailed information about it. And about our organization, we, as a Polar Research Institute, we have a director. Then we got 2 main separated departments, which is science and logistics. And then we conduct our studies under these 2 main blocks. However, we have supporting departments from human resource, information technologies, purchasing departments, quality management, and finance. And then we have working groups under the name of health, education, textile to help us on the field studies. And about the projects, I will pass this slide very quickly because Göksu will give the explanation. But at least I can tell you that since 2017, which is the first year of the National Antarctic Expedition conducted to the Antarctica, the papers released almost 40% from Q1. Polar infrastructure. As Dr. Mohammed Zaim mentioned on the presentation, we have a research camp in the Horseshoe Islands, including with the 3 modules, usage as a warehouse, an office, and for the telecommunication and the kitchen purposes. So on your right side, right near the flag, is our communication and kitchen and also first aid kit container. The middle one we use as an office, but also keep our scientific equipments in the middle one. It is for the daily basis and very quick tests purpose only. And the left one, on the left side, we use this container as a warehouse. All the equipment, scientific and all the hardwares can be found in these containers. We don't spend our night in these 3 containers because we use a vessel as a floating station. And each morning, all scientists got landed during carrying out all their scientific studies and projects. And then at the night, all researchers come back to the vessel and spend the night. We use these 3 containers only for daily basis for emergency needs or usage as a warehouse. And as a polar infrastructure, we have automatic weather station, bathymetric measurements, and also we have 3 GNSS stations on the Antarctica. 2 of them are located in the Horseshoe Island. The other is located in the Faroe Island. And by means, we have conduct all long-term measurements. Before the memberships, but later, I will explain later. About the memberships, I will just give quick explanation about this. And we are, as you know, we are the non-consultative party of the Antarctic Treaty System. However, we have full membership of the SCAR-COMNEP European Polar Board. as well as we have SUS membership, and we have the representatives on the national way to the under name of the Apex Turkey. National Polar Science Program and Strategy. In 2018, we released the National Polar Science Program, and it was completed in 2022. And after that, in 2023, we just released the National Polar Science Strategy, which is much more comprehensive and which includes much more lessons learned information from the first document, which was the Polar Program. And by means of that, I won't give any details about this strategy because it's very detailed and long, and considering my limited time, I have just a couple of slides to give the explanation to you. So under these national strategy, we conduct not just only in the Antarctica, but also the Arctic scientific expeditions as well. And right from this point, I just want to give the comprehensive, the general information about it. We use Chile, Punta Arenas, as a gateway. Dr. Mohammed Zaim also told about the Argentina or Chile as a gateway on the logistics matters. So I am taking this chance to give the information. The Chile, Punta Arenas city is our gateway to reach the Antarctica. And in the Arctic, the Tromsø city of Norway is our gateway to. And under national government strategy, we have 5 teams and we have 3 strategic goals to us aim to the future polar studies of Turkey. And our Antarctic expeditions, more logistics speaking, as you can see, we are focusing on the peninsula of the Antarctic region. And our station is located in the 68 degree of south latitude on Horseshoe Island, which is very close as a neighbor to Rotorua Station, Carvajal Station, and San Martin Station. And we use generally a flight to get into the King George Island. And then we hop on to the vessel, which is chartered vessel. And we are sailing from King George Island to Horseshoe Island around 3 to 4 days. And right in front of the Horseshoe Island, the photo of on your screen on the right side, you can see the bay, which is Listad Bay, and the vessel drop anchor on the Listad Bay. And generally, we spend 10 to 15 days on Listad Bay to complete our scientific projects. And after completion of all the projects, we again start our sailing to the north. And then when we reach the King George Island, we fly out from King George Island to Punta Arenas again. However, on the road, depends on the projects or the collaborations we conduct, we have ability to stop by the other countries' stations to exchange of cargo or researchers or any needed other projects or the operations. This is the listed information that we are carrying in terms of the logistics, the winter gears, the vessel charters, the training, the route planning, all are included. And all the photos are from Antarctica, covers our logistics operations and shows what we are doing. Since I have just 1 minute left, I am getting very fast. And then we have collaborations in international way. So far, we have 11 different agreements with international level. And by that means 21 Turkish scientists have already reached the other country stations or the vessels or joined the Antarctic research. Also, we so far guessed 16 different researchers from different countries. And about the future plans, I want to explain about education and outreach methods as a future plans to create the young generation to get prepared of the polar studies. So we have Apex Turkey, and the day we started under the name of the Apex, we have just one university. But right now, we so far reach up to the 5 different universities, and we are under preparation of the funding of the Students Clubs Union. And then we use the Anadolu Agency, which is the national agency of the Turkey, and Bilim Genç TÜBİTAK, meaning is this is the scientific portal to the young generation to give explanation to them in very simple, to get them understand all the scientific projects, not only the global climate change, but also all the other matters. So that's why we use these two main portals to explain what we are doing exactly. Moreover, we have a master program under the Istanbul Technical University, and it was founded about 4 years ago. And this year, the first graduated student was accepted from Istanbul Technical University. This is as a good news. And also on your screen on the right side bottom, you can see the Polar Museum. Also, we have a museum for the students, for all the public, which is open for 7 days in the district of Tuzla, city of Istanbul. As I said, this is just general information. I just wanted to give you the general frame of what we are doing in 15 minutes. And as a future plans, the most important thing for us to make awareness on the young generation for the future. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Captain Doak. I invite Dr. Goksu Uslular to begin your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, I think you see my screen.
Yes.
So okay, so thank you, Dodge, for giving the great details actually, and I will try to shortly explain our scientific works, which we collaborate with the universities across Turkey, and also we have some international collaborators like you today. And as Deutsch stated, we have been conducting expeditions to both Antarctica and also the Arctic region. So here is the brief summary of our expeditions since 2017. And next year, hopefully, we will have the 9th expedition to the Antarctica. And this is the main road of our expeditions in Arctic regions, and the next year will be the 5th expeditions. And so this is our small institute actually, and we have few researchers and mostly trying to organize the general issues regarding the polar sciences. We just open the calls for projects, and we are organizing the symposiums and festivals to promote the young generation and other stakeholders in terms of the polar awareness and also the climate change awareness as well. So you have been collaborating some of us as the professor stated in his presentation, and hopefully we will be more collaboration in future. And as I said, we have conducting symposiums that we will have the 8th of this, and in this November, the 8th of November, that we are planning to organize as hybrid, and therefore you are welcome to send abstracts if you like. And we are collecting the abstracts from different scientific disciplines. And please do not hesitate to send. And also we have the festivals, as I said, and trying to promoting the the science, the polar science, through the young generation by organizing the festivals and publishing some books regarding or addressing to the young or children. So this is a general summary of our actually the polar science strategy, I can say, and which has been extended to the 2035 nowadays. So up to now, since 2017, from our first expeditions to the Antarctica, we have published more than 100 scientific papers, of course, with the collaboration with our colleagues across Turkey and also the international collaborators we have. Also, as I stated, we have been conducting the project calls, which is mostly national based, national case, but we have also some other calls that we send our researchers to the foreign countries' base camps for their expeditions. In addition to that, we have, as Doğaç stated, we have the bilateral agreements among the institutes, and therefore the scientists also attend our expeditions, or we also send our researchers to their expeditions as well. So as you see here, we have a various range of disciplines in terms of both published papers and also the accepted project numbers, and we have various disciplines from Earth and space to the social sciences, and hopefully it will more increase in the future, in our future plans. So as also the professor stated, he is collaborating with our colleagues Erhan, and he has this project actually with the collaboration of Chinese Academy of Science, and we are here trying to estimate the solar radiation, for instance, and I've been trying to contribute the machine learning parts in this study, and also as a general manner, I am not going into detail, but if you are would like to see the further details regarding our facilities and the recent publications, mostly focusing on the Horseshoe Island, you can just address this special issue published in the Turkish Journal of Earth Sciences, including the more or less the all details what we have done since our first expedition. So thank you for the today meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Usular. Maybe we can open for Q&A session. Any question from the audience? You can just go unmute and ask the question.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Shiba.
Yeah, my question is to Dr. Usular. I would like to know what is the duration of your AWS? How long you have AWS data?
So I couldn't hear correctly, but you asked the data range in
Yes.
terms of the temporal.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, for the meteorological data, we have been collecting since 2020, if I'm not wrong. Maybe my colleagues correct me, but yeah.
Yes,
I think
almost.
before. Yeah.
Actually, it was established in 2019, but there was some disturbance with the energy system. So I think we have stable that data from 2020 and up to date.
Okay, all right. So around 4 years of data, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So maybe I can ask a question.
Yeah, please.
So Dr. Uslular and to Captain Işılar. So I know the Turkish Polar Program, it's a growing program. Each year we have different projects from different disciplines. So from your point of view, what would you like to suggest to our Malaysian colleagues to collaborate with us? Which types of projects or which types of logistics that we can provide if they would like to collaborate with any Turkish scientists? What should be the process?
Göksu, if you want, I will, if it's okay for you, I will give the suggestion and I will connect the
For sure.
suggestion direct to you.
Okay.
I believe as an initial step, the co-project can be an option to conduct on the focusing on the Antarctica, and by this means we can host researcher from Malaysia to the Antarctica, but in terms of the scientific project matter, I will give this answer to the Göksu, and this could be initial step, I believe.
Yeah, thank you. So I think also in the beginning of the meeting, I think it's mentioned that we are trying to sign the agreement between TUBITAK and the Malaysian Institute. So maybe after it's signed, there will be a good chance to create a bilateral call like we did with the Chinese scientists, for instance, as I tried to explain. This might be the best choice since it will be officially and it will be set in terms of scientific details, etc. And this would be the best choice in my opinion. But of course, as was stated, there might be some different opportunities that might help the researchers to measure the instruments on the horseshoe, or at least the data sharing. But I think this should be somehow in a collaboration manner and with the written details to not have some problems in both sides, I think. Yeah, I can say.
Thank you for your response.
Hello. Actually, I would like to echo some words by Göksu and underline that we usually have collaborations from other programs since the inception 2017 of our program. But with the Malaysia, I think we should, since we have ongoing collaboration calls and also have other ways mentioned by my colleagues, I think it should be bilateral in any way. We can include both Malaysian researchers and Turkish researchers in different explorations, but our expectation, I must say, is having a bilateral output, scientific outcome from this. So another important topic, of course, we will be always happy to hear new proposals from your side, but it's also important not to overlap with the project, with the proposals coming from our national project call. Otherwise, this could create a problem. So we will always take care to evaluate if there's an overlap with ongoing projects, monitoring programs, and the future national calls. But I'm quite optimistic about it. Thank you.
Captain Doak, maybe I can ask about the logistic support. How about the expedition duration? Do the researchers or do TUBITAK specify any expedition date or duration?
We
Or it's up to the
generally,
researchers?
sorry, thank you for the question, first of all. Secondly, generally, We start our expedition at the end of January till the middle of March. And between these time period, we use 30 days. This is a month-long expedition we cover, starting from Punta Arenas till get back to Punta Arenas. This is 30 days.
Thanks
So
for
the
that.
date of the so the date of expedition has been fixed, or could be any dates between the period.
Between this period could be some minor change because each year we have the quotation process, because since we don't have our own vessel, we have the chartering period. So based on the chartering period, these dates each year are different than the previous years, but give or take, between the middle of January till the middle of March, between these time periods, we use 30 days for month-long expedition.
Thank you. Dr. Shiba, you have more questions?
Yes. Actually, I would like to know more details about your meteorological data. So should I contact, I mean, is there any point of contact?
Actually, maybe I can help with that. Sorry, Özgün, please proceed if you would like to.
Thank you, thank you, Atilla. Hello, Shiva. Our point of contact for the scientific data could be Dr. Usular and also Professor Yavaşoğlu.
Okay.
So you can get in touch with him to ask the details and procedure on sharing the data. So he would be happy to help you on this matter.
All right. Thank you very much, Captain.
I believe I can pass you his email address.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Hi, my fellow friend from Turkey.
Hello, Fadi.
Okay. Okay, I have one question. Could you please share with us any collaboration with Asian countries, especially the Southeast Asian countries? Do you have any collaboration that you can share with us? So perhaps others can take example of it. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Fadi. Actually, we are always open for any kind of collaborations. You know, we also mentioned this in the AFOPS meeting last year and the year before as well. So until this time, we had some collaborations with our Korean colleagues in the Asian parts, and also as we heard today, we had some data exchange and project collaboration with Malaysia. And also we hope to have an MOU signed quite soon, if all goes well, with Malaysia, that we can be more productive on the collaborations and also more solid on collaborations. The main thing also, which Dr. Uslar Göksu mentioned, that the collaboration, any collaboration is supposed to be beneficial for the both sides. So on this case, we always try to have a bilateral call between two countries, that both sides can provide the research budgets to their own researchers, but the results and also the logistics could be supported by Turkey, but the results would be much more beneficial for both sides in scientific manner. This is our main focused on how we could increase our collaborations. So we are in contact with Amanda as well to follow up with the bilateral calls between Malaysia and Turkey. And we hope we will get a certain point soon. Thank you for your question.
There's another question from the chat box. Is there any possibility for renewable energy? And may I know who's the person to contact?
So probably the Erhan from our institute would be the contact. Maybe we can give the details on the chat box. He's working on the solar energy, and there might be chance to discuss on this topic, I think.
Meanwhile, I would like to add a comment regarding the renewable energy. In the first slide by the professor, he showed a future station for Turkish research in Horseshoe Island. Actually, this was related to the environmental evaluation report presented to the ATCM. And regarding the wind energy, actually, it was criticized because there was a lack of bird research. You know, there are some bird accidents due to these wind turbines. And then we actually canceled to build these until we have strong information regarding the bird migration routes and population on the island. So, of course, for small scale research, it's always possible for wind energy to understand the potential. But I would like to just add that comment to help you with that.
Any more questions?
Actually, I have a question to Dr. Zahim. Is he around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ubah.
Because yeah, sorry, I didn't see all your presentation. I was just looking at the last part. So you mentioned about forecast of wind field, right?
Mhm.
So is it possible for you to elaborate a little bit? You mentioned in the last slide that there is a possibility that the station need a forecast in wind field or something like that, right?
Yeah, actually, as I present in the slide, they are planning to have the power generation from the renewable energy, especially from the wind turbine and also from the photovoltaic solars. So in order to install or to design the system, we have to predict their their wind speed and also their solar irradiance. So the precision actually can be done using the some kind of algorithm algorithm, for example, the Monte Carlo or the ANN and so on. So in order to have the accurate prediction, we have to have a data for the previous data, for example, the 3 years data, and actually TUBITAK already sent the data from the 2020 until to date, 2024. Or so from that data, we will do a prediction on the next year of the wind speed and also the irradiance based on the prediction algorithm.
Okay. So usually meteorology, they use model to predict the winds, right?
Yeah.
Like mesoscale model, like WRF, or those kind of models to predict the wind, isn't it?
Yeah. So from the prediction, we can we can set up a good design of the system. So we have to have more data to have precise prediction result.
So is there already any studies that looking at the seasonal changes in the wind?
Actually, I've done study, but not for the Antarctic region. Actually, the case study is in Malaysia's environment. I've done before using our algorithm method.
Okay, all right. Thanks. Maybe I will contact you later.
Yeah, you can contact me anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Okay, if there's no more other question, maybe we can end our session here. The recordings of today's session will be uploaded to YPSM official YouTube channel for you to rewatch and for your further reference. I would like to thank our fellow friends from TUBITAK Turkey for your commitment and sharing today, and also Dr. Zahim Sujud for your sharing today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.